thoughts on that one?
Bitterly disappointed. Fine margins will generally decide big games, and I think we've made an error again in a moment and conceded a goal, and the game's been very harsh on us. I thought second half we took the game to Celtic, we had big moments and we haven't executed. So in big games you can't have sort of the amount of play that we had and the opportunities we had and make a mistake and get away with it.
You talk about that mistake, but is that the frustration, those chances that you did have in the second half?
Yeah, we always felt that we could carry a threat, and in the second half we came out, we made a lot of good running in the game, but again we're missing big chances similar to the cup final here in the second half. Again we've missed big chances today, and so it's for the players, it's when you're giving them feedback, well, what do you want in the game? You want opportunities in their end, you want possession of the ball, you want to be able to take the game to them. All that happened today. And if you get the opportunities and you don't take it and you make an error, then you're going to fall short against a good team. And out there today against the two teams, both teams went head to head, and ultimately we had moments in the game to win this game. We have in the previous games against Celtic as well when we've fallen short.
That number of players switching off for the goal can't happen in a big game like this, can it?
No, it can't. And you think, like, it's happened in a lot of the big games this year for the club. No one's meaning to make mistakes, but in the big moments we have done.
Why do you think it is happening in the big games? Is that more a mentality thing than anything?
No, I don't know. We throw them big words out, mentality and character and things like that. We've switched off. Like 2 or 3 players have switched off. They know they're in there. They're kicking themselves. It's a big moment in their careers. It's a costly moment for all of us as a football club. No one went out there to switch off. We did. It was clear 2 or 3 did. And they score, and fair play to them in that moment. They're alive, we're not.
The season, in terms of silver, we're clearly over. But you guys, what are you going to say is the motivation for your players between now and the end of the season?
Some are fighting for their futures, obviously, and we have to play the games in front of us. It's a big weight and responsibility wearing the shirt for Rangers. It's a huge privilege as well. And next week, Ibrox will be an interesting place. But the fans will be there because that's what they do. They support their team and they'll expect their team to win. That's what happens. This one will sting for a few days, but the problems are not today, are they? The problems are throughout the season. It's been a disappointing season. If I'm a Rangers fan, from the moment we beat PSV, this season promised a lot more than what it's given. It's the first season in a couple of years where we haven't won a trophy or we haven't had a big finale to the end of the season. And that's bitterly disappointing me as the manager and everybody that's associated with the club. All we can do is move forward and do better. We need to do better.
I know that you've spoken about this before, but clearly the Rangers fans heading home and beyond will be asking about the summer. What comfort can you give them that there will be the rebuild that this club needs?
Listen, it'll be the biggest rebuild I think this club would have seen in a number of years, and you have to be respectful. You're coming in November, you know that changes will be made. Every time you come to a press conference, people ask you about it. I've got a group of players that I need to manage and keep moving forward and motivate for the games that I've been here. It's obvious I'm not going to come out and condemn people and send people away. But I think it's also obvious that we're getting to the summer and there's going to be some change. If you haven't heard any news now around certain players, it would be amiss not to keep asking the same questions, because if you don't hear anything then and people's contracts are running out, it probably gives you a good indication there's change in the air.
Michael, does the issues in the final third today, does that demonstrate stuff that you only can fix by bringing in more players in the summer transfer window?
Well, listen, as a team, like if you defend and you keep your goalkeeper against a very good opponent, an opponent that scores lots of goals and free flowing, if your goalie stays quite clean in the whole game, then defensively or tactically you think you've done reasonably well. Likewise, if you get up the other end of the pitch and you have big moments, someone's got to step forward and be decisive and take them. And that determines the difference between winning trophies and not. And that's the story of Rangers' season. Certainly domestically, we've had the moments. You know, we've been here in a final and missed big opportunity on that day. We've been here today in a semi-final and missed big opportunities to change the direction of the season. It's been in our hands, even against a really, really strong opponent, as strong a Celtic team as I've seen. our Rangers team have gone out there and performed well today, but where it counts in both boxes, we've fallen short. So in the summer, there will be some fresh faces coming in. There'll be renewed energy, renewed ideas with some of the boys that we've got now, of course, and we'll have to do better, all of us.
Michael, you said there, if you haven't heard the players who are running down their contracts and unlikely to be at the club, we therefore to assume that Kent and Morelos will have made their last appearance for Rangers at Hampden?
Possibly, yeah.
Michael, can I ask, you said a couple of weeks ago that the majority of the squad that played against St Mirren would be here next season, but you've also just said there that there would be quite a big rebuild that we haven't seen in several years. Are you able to give us an indication of numbers that you're looking to move in and out? Are you talking about a dozen or so out, dozen or so in? Can we expect it to be that high?
Yeah, something in the words you used there, because there's a number out of contract. What I said that day is the boys playing are all in contract. So within the one or two that I mentioned are the two that are out of contract. Everyone else is in contract, Steve. So they're not going anywhere overnight, are they? So there will be change. We know that. Now's probably not the time to discuss it, because I get when you win, everything's brilliant. We wouldn't be having this discussion if we win the game. We lost it. Okay, I don't want everything. Let's deal with today. I thought the team in general today performed quite well. They made a huge mistake in a game which you can't make it in. After that, they give themselves enough opportunities to turn the game around, and we didn't take them.
Just on the performance of the team today, I thought Todd Cantwell was exceptional on and off the ball. Are you looking forward to him is it a continuation of progression and getting players around him to help him produce more? Is he the kind of benchmark of what you're looking for in the summer?
Listen, Todd's always been a fantastic football player, and like most young players, if you think of Todd, he really, as a young player breaking through at Norwich, took people down in England by storm with the way that he come through. And then sometimes those things lull out. He went through a number of different managers, and I think here he's got a home, and hopefully moving forward he can perform on days like today and create something in the final third that makes a difference in the game. I thought his effort today was good. I thought the majority of the players gave me their full effort today. We were just short in the boxes.
Are you an angry manager, Michael, on the basis that there are some players with quality who haven't been able to step up to the plate in these big games for you?
Not angry, disappointed, frustrated. I think the group's been capable of more. It's clear that by the end of the season, when it's written, we haven't been able to produce. Coming back into the club in the middle of the season, I knew there was going to be change. I think now we've been in need for the summer for a while, to be honest, but certainly after today's outcome, you've managed to keep some players moving forward and managed to keep the squad moving forward. But I think it's fair to say that for the fans and for the squad as well, we need some new faces to come in, some renewed energy. I think some of the ideas and some of the way we play is very good. We're able to win a lot of games, and on days like today we're able to create big opportunities to give ourselves a better future. And this season we haven't been able to take it. The people I feel for the most are the fans, because they expect more from their team, and I expect more from this team as well. So moving forward, we'll all have to improve.
Thanks guys, cheers.